It is the League Cup semi-final predictions, second leg. Ladies and gents, we have got two massive games and they are set up perfectly. They are set up perfectly. Newcastle carrying a 2-goal aggregate lead against Arsenal, playing under the lights tomorrow at St James's Park. And Tottenham defend for our lives at Anfield away. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your predictions. Can Tottenham hold on? Will Arsenal come back? Will Newcastle make the final? Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have hit that subscribe button. The watch-alongs will be on this channel this week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you also go down to Henry Talks Football Extra and subscribe. That will be pinned in the comments. Now, we're going to start with Newcastle versus Arsenal. This is a massive, massive game for both teams. Newcastle, I don't think they've won a trophy since, is it 58 or 59? Arsenal going in with huge expectations, a poor summer and poor winter transfer window from them. And they're going into this game 2-0 down off the back of a absolutely insane victory against Man City. But before we get onto Arsenal, I want to start with Newcastle because for me, this is the biggest game of their season. It's absolutely huge. You've got a team right now that is had a bit of a dip. They had 11 really good games, smashing teams, beat Spurs, beat Man United at Old Trafford, beat Villa. We're in a really, really good place. Then they had a bit of a dip, destroyed by Bournemouth. You know, I don't really think anyone saw that coming. Like, don't get me wrong, Bournemouth are a good side, but I never thought they'd score 4 goals at St James's Park. A Kluivert hat-trick, bounce back against Southampton, and then they lost against Fulham at St James's Park. So Arsenal will be looking at that thinking, well, hang on, the last 2 home games they have lost. However, under the lights at St James's Park is one of the hardest grounds to go to, especially when they want this so badly. They've got match winners in Alexander Isak and Gordon. They've got one of the most well-functioning midfielders with Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes and Joelinton. Good fullback pairing in Livramento and Hall. And I look at it and think, this has got everything about this just tells me it's going to be a good game. Arsenal go up there off the back of a 5-1 win against Manchester City. If they score early, this could be anyone's game, and they will be confident. What I will say is Newcastle do have a good record at St James's Park against Arsenal. The last 2 games have been 1-0. They went to the Emirates a few years ago and drew 0-0. They have actually got a relatively good record at home this season as well. Is 2-0 a bit too far of a stretch? I am going to predict Newcastle will go through, but I'm going to caveat that and say don't be surprised if Arsenal score early. Say if they score in the first 15, 20 minutes, Newcastle will do everything they can to protect that lead. I don't see Newcastle coming out the traps, coming out the doors early and trying to score. I think they'll trust their defense, trust their midfield to protect that defense and try and come out of a win. But I am going to back Newcastle to go through. I just think as great as the Arsenal win against Manchester City was, Newcastle this is all they've really got to play for, that and the FA Cup. In terms of a trophy-wise, Arsenal are still in the, still in the title race, still in the Champions League. City, when they played them, they're still in the Champions League, still in the FA Cup. Liverpool, of course, are in 4 competitions, but I think this means more to Newcastle than it does Arsenal, and I am going to back Newcastle to go through. Now, the other game, I don't know why I've decided to do a watch-along for it. I really don't. I'm going to regret it massively. Liverpool 0, Tottenham 1. It's 1-0 in aggregate. A Bergvall goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is the biggest game of the season for Ange Postecoglou. We are suffering in the Premier League. We've won 2 of our last 12 Premier League games. We're on a bad patch of form. However, we have won our last 2 games, keeping clean sheets. Liverpool, for me, right now, are strong favourites for this competition. They're in a really, really good position right now, beating Brentford, keeping a clean sheet, beating Bournemouth, keeping a clean sheet, dispatching comfortably of Lille and Ipswich. Yes, they lost against PSV, but it didn't really matter because they're already top of the Champions League. I think we have got to have the game of our life. I'm talking 10 out of 10 performances across the board to come out of this fixture and be in the final. It is absolutely huge. I can't tell you guys enough. If we lose this, the narrative at the moment in the Tottenham fan base is give him the cups, give him the cups. Let's see how we get on. If we don't, we're gonna be sitting here come Thursday night around 10 o'clock, potentially in a final or out. And the difficulty from my perspective is we then play Aston Villa. Rashford and Asensio will be making their debut against us away at Villa Park. So, again, the narrative is give him the cup. If we're knocked out of both cups by Sunday around 7:30, then in my opinion, Ange Postecoglou has to be sacked. Has to be sacked Sunday night. If we get past this game, right, I'll be amazed. My prediction is Liverpool versus Newcastle in the final. I think Liverpool are the best team in Europe. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they are the team to beat. And they are in a really good patch of form right now. They've lost 3 games all season. 2 games all season, 1 in the Champions League and 1 in the league. At Anfield, they've only lost 1 game in 15 or 16, something stupid like that. For me, I just can't see us doing anything. I think Liverpool are too strong. Radu Dragusin, of course, has done his anti-crucial ligament. So, that is probably going to be Danso making his debut against us. I am going to go over 3-1, a 3-1 Liverpool scoreline. And I think Salah will score, and I think Gakpo will score. And I just think they're gonna have too much firepower for us. They've been there, seen it, and done it. They've won this. They are actually the trophy holders of this. And I just can't see with this manager us actually doing anything. And my other prediction is Newcastle 1, Arsenal 1, which would mean it would be a Liverpool and Newcastle final. And I think that's a pretty good prediction. That's not me being negative on Spurs, and that's not me being a rival fan, shitting on Arsenal. I just don't think we've got the minerals or the cojones to beat this Liverpool side at Anfield. We've got a horrendous record there. I don't remember the last time we did win. But listen, if we come away with the win, I will be absolutely over the moon. Over the moon. I don't think you guys understand. I'd be doing backflips. Let me know your thoughts down below, your prediction. Not only this, I want to ask you guys something. If Newcastle lose, is there because I can't remember what it was. It was a Newcastle man I was chatting to the other day. And if Newcastle don't do well in the FA Cup or the League Cup and don't make top 4, I think, where there was a conversation about should Eddie Howe, should they bring someone else in who can, get them over the line and bring them silverware. I think Eddie Howe has done a really, really good job, but, he has been there a number of years now. They haven't won anything, but that can all change tomorrow. You look at the semi-finals right now, they're poised perfectly. I mean, look at the first legs. You couldn't have really, if you're a neutral fan watching this, You couldn't really have asked for better scores. Arsenal have it all to do at St James's Park, and Liverpool are going to, yeah, you know what I was going to say. Make sure you go down, drop a like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all soon.